In the 44th episode of the A.S.A.P Tech News, we talk about GIGABYTE and the new AORUS WATERFORCE liquid CPU coolers, NVIDIA adding the DLSS 2.0 technology to Red Dead Redemption 2, Razer announces a new Blade notebook which uses the Intel 11th Gen H-core series processors, and EVGA unveils the new SuperNOVA 1600 and the new 1300P Plus power supplies. We start with GIGABYTE, which has released the new AORUS WATERFORCE IO liquid CPU coolers. These CPU coolers are available with three radiator sizes, 240, 280 and 360mm, which is the norm these days for any decent water cooling setup. One feature present on these CPU coolers is the top plate on the CPU block, which can be rotated so you can always have the RGB illuminated logo pointing into the right direction. The fans used on these CPU coolers will have two dimensions based on the radiator size, 120 or 140. These fans are specially made for GIGABYTE and use a sleeve bearing system which has a graphene nano lubricant inside. The minimum speed of these fans is 950 RPM and the maximum speed is 2150 RPM, which will almost guarantee that these fans will not be that silent at full load. All AORUS WATERFORCE IO coolers are already available for purchase onto the market, and all models have a manufacturer's warranty of 5 years. We continue with Rockstar Games and Red Dead Redemption 2, which now has the NVIDIA DLSS technology readily available for all players to use. It is said that by enabling DLSS at 4K, the game will have on average a 45% performance gain with little to no image quality loss. This DLSS update comes ahead of the Blood Money update, which is set to bring out multiple improvements to the game and numerous other items into the game. According to NVIDIA's own graphs, the biggest performance gain is achieved with the high-end graphics cards, such as the RTX 3090 Ti or the RTX 3070 Ti. To better use the new feature in the game, it is recommended that the latest NVIDIA graphics card driver is installed, alongside fully updating the game to its latest version. And now we have Razer and their new Blade 17 gaming notebook, which will use an 8-core Intel Tiger Lake H CPU. These notebooks will also be available with a choice of several graphics cards, including the top-of-the-line RTX 3080 mobile graphics card. The before-mentioned 8-core Intel CPU is none other than the Intel i9 11900H, a CPU that has no less than 8 cores and 16 threads with a maximum turbo boost frequency of 4.90 GHz. The new Blade 17 notebook can be configured with a 17-inch 4K touchscreen display and a 1080p webcam. Other features found on the Blade 17 include an improved touchpad which sports a better palm rejection system, which will prevent accidental movement of the cursor. The keyboard uses the Razer Chroma RGB backlighting system and has a better tactile feedback. In terms of the pricing, it's what you can expect from a Razer gaming notebook. The Blade 17 starts at $2,399.90 US or 2,599.90 euros, and that is just the MSRP without any options or region-based taxes. The Razer Blade 17 is already available for purchase on the Razer web store. And finally, EVGA unveils two new SuperNOVA power supplies, the 1600 and the 1300P Plus models. As the name suggests, these are high wattage units that are also platinum certified for efficiency and will come with a hefty price tag. The new SuperNOVA P Plus units have a better internal layout which allows for more airflow to pass through the heatsinks and thus better cool the main internal components of the power supply. Both the SuperNOVA 1600P Plus and the SuperNOVA 1300P Plus use a 135mm fan for its active cooling. However, while the size of the fan might be the same, the bearing isn't. The 1600P Plus fan uses a double ball bearing system, while the fan used on the 1300P Plus has a fluid dynamic bearing. The main differences between these two being the overall noise and endurance. Other features found on these power supplies include Japan-made capacitors, a fully modular design for the cables, and plenty of onboard protections. Both power supplies will be available with a 10-year warranty from the manufacturer. The SuperNOVA 1300P Plus is already available for purchase on the EVGA website for no less than $349.90 US, while the SuperNOVA 1600P Plus is not yet listed with a price. And this is the end of the episode number 44 of the A.S.A.P Tech News, one of the few tech news series which aims to deliver you the news as fast as possible for your convenience.